Holidays are coming up, the cold weather's coming, and you want to have those warm, delicious meals. But guess what? You think about it and you remember like an hour before you want them. Well, a pressure cooker to the rescue. This is our #1 selling pressure cooker. It is the 8-quart 16-function pressure cooker. It comes with the rack, it comes with the lid, you get the measuring cup, the spoon, you get a recipe manual with it. You're saving $40 today, $40. It's a customer pick with 73 reviews on hsn.com. This is the lowest price we've ever had, and we are one of the #1 retailers in the country for this delicious way to cook food and have your meat be so moist, so tender. We have a few thousand left. May sell out during this show, but if you have the Elite pressure cooker, please call us. Our toll-free testimonial line is 1-866-376-8255. By the way, I just want to let you know, we also have, you can add this to your order. We have the cookbook. It's $24.95, free shipping, 2 flex pay. It's 120 recipes. It's meals made easy with your pressure cooker. What I love about this is, you know, I mean, yes, you know, corned beef and cabbage. Yes, you know, all the delicious pot roasts and things like that, but there's a million things in here that you haven't even thought of. When I say a million, I mean 120, to be exact. There's 120 recipes. Kelly's laughing at me already. All right, I'm gonna walk over to, I got my fork, and I'm gonna walk over to Kelly Diedring, who brings us, you know, she's a home chef expert, so not a professional chef, but professional chef in the home.
I am.
Right here at HSN.
Is, you know, we all know when professional chefs cook that the food ought to look darn good. It ought to taste darn good.
Yeah.
But sometimes those of us that are home chefs, where we're just cooking for our families, that's me and you know, we want something that makes our life easy, right? We want something that makes our food tender when it may not be the most expensive cut of meat. We want something that makes our food faster, and we want it to taste better, right? All of those things.
That already smells
good. Look at the ribs, okay? And I'm gonna peel the bone out of one of them here in a minute because they are literally fall off the bone.
So what are the ingredients when you make ribs in a pressure cooker?
So when we do our ribs, this is 2 full racks because we're giving you our 8-quart pressure cooker tonight, which is our #1 selling size. It's the best size in my opinion. And then we did our liquid of our barbecue sauce, and then we did a little bit of stock, okay? Some beef stock. But you can do any liquid.
So
you could
barbecue
do a can
sauce,
of beer,
beef stock, and ribs, and boom, you're done.
And you're done in 45 minutes.
45
minutes.
asking. Instead of 12 hours or 2 days.
2 days smoking on the smoker.
Yes.
No. 45 minutes to 2 full-size racks
These
of
are
ribs.
just, I mean, look at how gorgeous. I mean, when we talk
that you can peel apart with a fork, Helen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like,
they're so moist, they're so juicy, they're
so
tender.
Gosh.
I always laugh, and I'm being half serious when I say this, ladies, you can eat them with lipstick on. You don't have to worry about not looking cute, okay, when you're eating the ribs, because they are that fall off the bone, they literally melt in your mouth.
They're just, I mean, and you keep bringing them out too.
There's 2 full-size racks. I mean, I don't even know an oven that would fit 2 full-size racks at the same time.
And you have, you know, you have everyone come over for the big game. I'm gonna eat some, and this is enough to make your meals and have your food for the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Elite Bistro is our #1 selling pressure cooker here in the history of HSN. A number of reasons. #1 is this digital computer that's built in, and I'm going to talk about that. But most importantly, our pressure cookers are just so easy to use. So with other pressure cookers, including some of the ones that are, you know, chef inspired, you have to know pounds of pressure and how much, you know, food is in there, whether it's fresh or frozen, how much it weighs. Guess what? With ours, you literally select from 16 preset functions. One of them says ribs, one says dessert, one of them says soup and stew. This one has a canning feature. A canning button.
Just a
so
button
you can can in this, okay?
What a great idea.
You can steam, you can saute, you can brown, you can slow cook. This becomes all of those things and more, but you're most importantly going to use it as your pressure cooker. And the reason pressure cooked food is so delicious is because when you cook under pressure, there's nowhere for the nutrition to go, which means there's more flavor, and it tenderizes it. So it's moist and juicy, and it bursts in your mouth.
Okay, black, red, and blue are your color choices, by the way. I want to let you know right off the bat that those 3 colors, the black will be first to go. This is our #1 seller. This is the lowest price it's ever been in the history. Are you, you know, my director just told me to get on the other side of you, and I'm too far away from the ribs now.
I know, that's a shame when they put you in positions where you cannot.
I don't like show business anymore.
I think you should quit. I think you should quit.
I'm out. I'm going over there. I'm walking towards the ribs.
All right, so 8 quarts of macaroni and cheese. Now, you don't always have to fill it to capacity, okay? You don't always have to make 8 quarts of macaroni and cheese. By the way, this is our famous jalapeno mac and cheese. Helen, would you like a bite?
I would.
I hope it's not too hot for you. Just avoid the jalapenos. One time we scalded Helen, and she wasn't very happy with me. 8 quarts of macaroni and cheese done in 11 minutes. 11 minutes under pressure. Okay, you put the noodles in right out of the box from raw.
Yeah.
You put the water in, you could do water or broth, it's up to you. And then you put it under pressure for 9 minutes, that's without the cheese. You give it 2 minutes with the cheese, so from start to finish, hands-free, 11 minutes, mac and cheese. I'm not kidding you, it'll be the ooeyest, gooeyest, tastiest, most beautiful macaroni and cheese. If you're somebody that does macaroni and cheese, like let's say for the holidays as a side dish, maybe you do it as a food group, like you're me and you have a 2-year-old that eats macaroni and cheese all day, every day, and you want to make it in big batches.
Macaroni and cheese is my favorite food group.
It is, it's my
so
son's
good.
favorite food group. It's like mac and cheese for breakfast, mac and cheese for lunch, but it's done in 11 minutes, so it's hands-free cooking. So I always like to say, you get the capacity with this one, but you also get the ease of use. So that's why we talk about the different features, because really it solves so many problems for you in terms of just putting it in and walking away. So now I'm hands-free cooking. I'm not standing over a stovetop.
Right.
I'm not opening up a big old oven. I'm not heating up my entire kitchen.
Well, let's talk about the cleanup.
One pot.
If you're making macaroni and cheese, you're not boiling the water, you're not draining it, you're not, you know, think of all those, that's one of the things I think about.
One pot.
You just dump it in dry with the ingredients and it comes out delicious.
Well, and it's easy to use. So, and a lot of you don't believe me, and I don't blame you, because pressure cookers get a bad name. No, they get a bad rap. We all remember Grandma's pressure cooker.
Right.
We remember it jiggled around on the stovetop and everybody had to get out of the way. That was then. This is totally, totally different. Let me show you as an example. This is how you do pressure cooker 101. All right, you need a protein. Well, you don't always need a protein. You can always just do veggies or something like that, but let's start with a protein. Completely frozen chicken, right out of the freezer. You do not need to thaw in advance. A liquid of some kind, because that's how you get that tenderization. That's how you get that flavor. We just chose a jar of salsa, but this could have been like red sauce, your favorite jar of marinara. It could have been broth, red wine, or white wine. Any liquid of your choosing you pop inside. Elite Bistro does the coolest stuff. It gives you a little arrow. Okay, ready? It says open, and then all you do, slide it to closed. At that point, you're basically cooking, all right? Now, you go to one of the 16 presets right down front here, and you're going to choose from those, all right? So I'm gonna hit that menu button. I'm gonna slide it my way so I can actually see, and I'm gonna go up and choose poultry. Now, once poultry is selected, you can see that says 20 minutes. Once I hit start, 20 minutes from frozen. Helen has her mouth full, that's why we're giggling. 20 minutes. 20 minutes from frozen chicken breast. Now that was a very simplistic meal. You could add rice, pasta, vegetables, shrimp, pork loin. You could do, you know, a dessert, anything you can put in here, but I just want to showcase. You put it in, you add the liquid, you press the button. 3 steps. It doesn't jiggle around. There's no stovetop dancing. You don't have to be nervous around this type of a pressure cooker. In the past, those types of pressure cookers made people nervous. This kind is silent. We have 10 of them going. You can't hear a thing. So they're silent, they don't jiggle. This is the electric Elite Bistro pressure cooker. It is the easiest pressure cooker to use, and I've met very many in my life. I've seen a lot of pressure cookers. Easiest I've ever met.
And this is the #1 seller. If you are thinking about getting a pressure cooker, I can tell you from working here for 8 years, I own a pressure cooker. This is the lowest price in the history of HSN for this pressure.
For crying out loud.
The today's special price. It's also $17.99 to get home. So 5 flexible payments. If you're new to HSN, what's extraordinary is that you're getting it home for 1/5 of the price. You can use the pressure cooker for 30 days. If you don't love it, you'll get your $17.99 back. If you keep it, it's each month is $17.99 till it's paid off. So we send you the pressure cooker right away. Start doing my favorite recipe is corned beef and cabbage, but there's so many, I like, you know, just chicken and it can't, you know, there's jars of tomato sauce that have vegetables in it. Frozen chicken, a jar of that, and dinner's made.
Exactly, and that's how simple it is. And you can see, this is the 2 chicken breasts. Now you can see that every bite is infused with that salsa, okay? And now every bite, all the way into the middle of this chicken breast, will have that beautiful salsa infusion. And any liquid that you choose will be infused, because when you cook under pressure, there's nowhere for it to evaporate away to. So think about that, okay? Look how beautifully cooked that is on the inside. Every last bite is going to have that flavoring. Use your favorite can of marinara. Use a favorite, you know, salad dressing. Use a favorite can of soup. Every last bite is going to gonna be infused, which makes it fun to cook different, unique recipes that maybe you normally wouldn't be able to make because you weren't sure how to infuse flavors into your food. So this was a meal start to finish from frozen in 20 minutes. You could add this on top of spaghetti. We're just happen to be adding it to a little taco salad here. It could be only, you know, the chicken breast for your meal. It's totally up to you. And then just a couple of toppings, and you're talking a meal start to finish for your family that is beautiful, that is healthy, that you know what went into it, you know in the ingredients.
Also though, let's face it, 'tis the season for a delicious, you know, warm meal.
Home-cooked meal.
You know, and a lot of times in the summer we might just do a salad, grab and go, but this time of year we want something hearty, you know, like maybe, you know, soups and stews and, you know, pasta with cheese, and we want something like a little more kind of, when I was growing up, we said food that sticks to your ribs, like that kind of like, you know, that kind of food. That's what a pressure cooker does. And you can take an inexpensive cut of meat, just add a little, you know, wine, beer, or, you know, a jar of sauce or something, and have the most delicious food. And very, very quick. So it's not like you have to go, okay, I'm gonna make something in the pressure cooker tomorrow. I gotta get up at 7, I gotta set my alarm.
Right.
And no. Anytime you want food, you can get it in 10, 15 minutes.
I can't think of anything that takes more than an hour. And I'm talking an hour would be like a giant, you know, 6, 7, 8 pound roast or something. But I can't think of anything that would take that long. I mean, you're talking, for the most part, 10 to 20 minutes. You're talking rice done perfectly in like 6 minutes, pasta done in 9 minutes. Did you see here are all of our cans popping? So all of my cans were just popping. That means that they were sealing in, okay? You can see this is basically the difference between water bath canning and pressure canning. Obviously, we're doing pressure canning here, but most people don't love doing water bath canning because it's kind of a big mess and it's a headache, but some of us very much like to can. Well, pressure canner is about $300. So now you can use this, and there's a button built into the front that says canning as your pressure canner. So whether it's your own bread and butter pickles, maybe it's your very own marinara sauce, maybe it's fresh green beans from the farmer's market that you got a BOGO on and you wanted to can them for later in the winter. Whatever maybe you're making jams or jellies to give away as holiday gifts. Maybe you have a beautiful recipe you want to pass along in a can with a little recipe tag on it. Now you can do it in your pressure cooker with the button. I'm gonna go find that button. It's right here on front.
Right.
And it says canning, preserving.
There it goes.
Okay. Oops, it's hidden by the cans. There you go. You press the button. Now, on the inside of the manual, it'll tell you how long everything needs if you have something special. But for the most part, all you do is press that button, and you are now pressure canning. And that's a big, big deal. Most pressure cookers do not allow this additional feature. Elite Bistro decided we want to have the most feature-rich pressure cooker to offer to HSN customers because you're smart, and you want that. And that's what this is, okay? And it really has become the problem solver in the kitchen. And it actually is a problem solver over and above other pressure cookers. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen a lot of pressure cookers. This one has a removable gasket, I'll show you in a second, which is easy to clean. This one does desserts.
By the way, in the video,
at the dessert. You push the dessert button.
Yes,
and that's what you get.
There's a spring form pan. We also have that available, right?
You can do that chocolate cake that you see there. You can saute, simmer, sear, and brown. That's what she's doing, is she's browning that beef. We can do rice from total dry. So it's really just makes life so much easier. And all you do is press a button. And I cannot stress that enough, because I talk to a lot of you and you're nervous around pressure cooking and you're unsure of pressure cooking. This one, you literally just press a button.
You just press a button. We're gonna go over to Washington and say hi to Pat, who is a fan of pressure cooking. Hi, Pat. You're on live.
Hi.
Hi. No.
I was calling to let you guys know I have 3 of your pressure cookers.
Really?
That's awesome.
And I had one before that wore out.
Because you used it so much.
Yeah, what do you make in your pressure cooker, Pat? What kind of things are you going to make for me when I come over?
Short ribs in the pressure cooker. I have done chickens in the pressure cooker. Spaghetti and meatballs. My husband loved that. So.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and everything. And I just cooked a turkey yesterday.
In the pressure cooker.
I have the 10 quart.
Okay, and this
from you guys.
Oh, I love that. So you've got more than one pressure cooker. What's your favorite thing about cooking with a pressure cooker?
It gets done if you have a bunch of family around and you hadn't cooked anything.
Right.
Throw the frozen meat and stuff in there. Find a thing you're supposed to press for whatever you're cooking.
Yep.
And everything in 35, 45 minutes, everything's done. And all I have to do is put it in baking, a dish to take to the table.
Yep.
And everything. The kids love it. My husband loves it.
Oh, wow.
Pat, what a great phone call. I'm so glad you called in. You're a multiple owner pressure cooker. That's so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
She gets it, though. When you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of you, thank you, Pat, so much. I know a lot of people, don't have their very first
Thank you,
one.
Pat. Thank you so much for calling. I love that. And so I think it's great to hear from, it's a customer pick on hsn.com. There's 73 reviews. And what Pat is saying is not only she has a pressure cooker, she came back and bought another one.
Another pressure cooker.
Because she's like, I love this. What I like about it is really how the food tastes. Now, I've always said this, like, I'm not saying I'm a great cook. I'm really not a great cook, but it's goof-proof in a pressure cooker.
Mess it up.
Because it's like whatever you want and some sort of liquid.
Yeah, that's it. And so this was 5 minutes. We did our crab legs, did our mussels, we did our potatoes, the whole red potatoes. We did our beautiful corn, we did our shrimp, and all of it's now infused with lemon and garlic because that's what we chose to use as our liquids and a little bit of water. And all I did was I pressed the seafood button, which you can see is right down here. It says vegetables and seafood, and you select that one from the menu. Oops, there we go. From the menu button, and it does the work. So you press a button and walk away.
I love it.
So this is hands-free making basically a seafood boil or a seafood bake.
That looks amazing.
New England clam bake, whatever you want to call it. You press a button, you walk away.
All right, we're going to go back to Washington and welcome Angela, who's also a fan. Hi, Angela. You're on live with Kelly and myself.
Hello.
Hi. Now, what do you make in your pressure cooker?
I like to cook my pasta because my pasta comes out al dente and it's never overdone and it's just filled with flavor. It's fantastic.
I'm sorry, like the pasta that I've been eating through the entire show? Angela, don't you love that you can put your pasta in dry and you don't have to boil the water, but then drain it and then wash all those, wash everything. It's just, you just throw it in there.
Exactly, and it's so fast. My husband loves tuna noodle casserole, and I had to get dinner on the table one night, and I was thinking it's going to have to go in the oven and bake, and I said, no, it doesn't. I just threw all the ingredients in the pressure cooker, and we had dinner, and it was delicious.
How long did it take? How long did it take to cook?
The pasta cooks in minutes.
Yes,
like
minutes.
4 minutes.
Yep.
4 minutes. Yeah. I'm good. When am you inviting me over for dinner? I want to hear.
So many times.
I love it. Thank you.
I use it constantly.
You know what? I think that this is, I love how passionate you are, and I appreciate you taking the time to call in, Angela, because, I mean, to get, passionate about something to cook with, it's got to be really great. So thank you so much, Angela, and I love your tuna casserole, tuna noodle casserole that is made in a pressure cooker, so it's tuna pressure cooker casserole.
And 4 minutes, and she's not
going to try that. I've never tried that.
She's very serious. Pasta takes between 4 and 7 minutes. That's it. Start to finish, done, al dente, perfect. This is what I was talking about earlier, is this removable gasket. Now, most pressure cookers, it's affixed. It's kind of like soldered in here. That's like every other pressure cooker in the marketplace that I've ever seen. And it becomes very difficult of a lid to clean. You got to get in these nooks and crannies. With Elite Bistro, we decided to solve that problem. So we've taken just regular pressure cooker problems and solved those. If you've ever owned another pressure cooker, you might consider switching, because we really have. That pops off. There's nothing to get in, no nooks and crannies to get into. You wipe this clean, you dishwash this or wipe it clean, and then you just pop it back on. So every pressure cooker has this gasket. That's what creates the pressure. It's always been a kind of a nightmare to clean. Not anymore. The other really cool thing, which I love, it's a little thing, but it's like the little things that make the big difference. We have that condensation collection cup. So any water that condenses around the outside when you're releasing your steam or your steam is releasing collects in this cup. It doesn't collect on your counter, so there's no cleanup afterwards on your counter. Other pressure cookers, they don't mention the cleanup, but if you use them, there's a little cleanup afterwards because it's a little bit all over your counter. And so we've solved that problem. So we've even taken just regular pressure cooker problems and fixed those. So when I say we are better, I'm not saying that because somebody's telling me to say. I'm saying that because I've honestly used other pressure cookers in my life. I've used dozens. I've used the countertop kind, I've used the electric kind. This hands down has the best features. I was telling Helen, there's an infomercial right now, and it's a 6-quart pressure cooker, and it's $100. $100 in shipping, and it's a 6-quart pressure cooker.
This is an 8-quart.
You're paying less for the 8 quarts.
Right,
yeah.
and $17.99 to get it home and try it. See what we're all talking about. See for yourself, and I have a feeling there's somebody at home right now who's watched a pressure cooker presentation on HSN before.
Sure.
And you know, whatever it is that's making you say, well, I don't know if it, you know, if it's for me, because you may be thinking, is it really that easy? The answer is yes. It really is that easy. And it's also something that you're going to use over and over. And you think about the holidays when you're like, if I only had another kitchen. This is like having another kitchen at the holidays.
And take this somewhere where there isn't a kitchen and you need a kitchen, like a dorm room or an assisted living facility or somebody's boathouse or your condo. I brought this to a friend's condo. She invited us over for the weekend. It's like a timeshare type of thing. They didn't have a, you know, a full kitchen. This now becomes a full meal creator anywhere. Look at that lasagna. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Wait, that's lasagna? You didn't tell me there's going to be lasagna.
Oh, sorry. Go get your fork. You didn't get rid of your fork, did you?
No.
That would be crazy.
I still have my jalapeno fork.
7 minutes. 7 minutes to the most beautiful lasagna. Now you make it just like your traditional lasagna, and you do the layers, and then you give it 7 minutes under pressure.
Wait, 7 minutes to make lasagna?
Now that would have taken
And you don't have to cook the noodles separately either.
No, and the noodles don't even have to be the no-bake. They can be totally raw, regular noodles that you would traditionally have to cook out first.
That looks heavy. Let me hold it for you.
I'll let you hold that for me. Thank you for relieving that burden.
You know what? I actually have not tried pressure cooker lasagna yet.
I thought you'd tried this before.
I don't know if
I'm in shock right now. Okay, it is so beautiful. And it's not just lasagna. It's the best way to do casseroles.
So good.
The reason it's the best way to do any kind of casserole, whether that be scalloped potatoes for the holidays, whether that be your green bean casserole, whether that's your lasagna, your Mexican casserole, whatever kind of casserole you want to create, it infuses the ingredients together so that it's like second day casserole. Do you know what I'm talking about? Second day casserole?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Always tastes better than first day casserole.
The ricotta cheese and the mozzarella are already like best friends.
Yeah, they got to know each other. They got married overnight, and somehow the next day it tastes better. Well, they get married inside this pressure cooker. And so when you eat lasagna from a pressure cooker, it tastes like second day lasagna. And it's like that with any casserole. I always love my green bean casserole at the holidays. I love it better the next day. It's not as good fresh for some reason the next day. But every time I do my green bean casserole in my pressure cooker, boom. It's just a better way of doing it, because when you cook under pressure, everything infuses together. So it's kind of like just all those flavors go together, and when you bite into it, it just becomes a better experience.
And the other thing is,
it's so much faster.
You don't have to babysit it.
No, you walk away.
You walk away. You can put it on a
pour
timer.
a glass of wine.
Yeah, and when it's done, it's done.
It's done.
It stops pressure cooking. It slowly releases the steam.
And it switches to keep warm.
And it's, exactly.
Yeah, so we don't even have enough time in the day to tell you all the features. It immediately switches to keep warm, so it doesn't overcook your food. It's not like your oven, which would burn your food.
Right.
It just switches to keep warm and becomes now your buffet server for whomever's coming behind you and having a beautiful meal. Look at our brisket.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously, that would have taken, I don't know, 12 hours in a slow cooker, and you'd had to leave it on all day.
At least.
And you'd had to worry about having an electric appliance.
And here you can buy a less expensive cut of meat, and it's very impressive. Oh, look at that fall apart.
Look at this just fall apart as I run my knife through it. But every last slice falls apart. It like melts almost. It's the best way to tenderize a less expensive or a tougher cut of beef. Let's put it that way.
Right, because what you're doing is infusing the moisture, not with fat. You're infusing with moisture with whatever liquid you can add, like beer is really good with this, or like a wine.
A wine or a broth, any kind of
like
a liquid broth.
Liquid broth, I mean.
Or even your favorite.
Can I try this?
Yeah, please try that.
It
can be as simple as your favorite can of soup. It can be French onion soup, cream of mushroom soup. Any kind of liquid you want to put in, now you can experiment and have all this fun. And it's just, I always just say it's a beautiful way to cook, because
that is so good.
The food tastes better. It's a faster way to cook. It's a healthier way to cook, honestly, because none of the nutrition escapes, because there's nowhere for the nutrition to go. How about like a little piece of Texas toast and, brisket and a little barbecue sauce? And that's talk about a fall, beautiful autumn meal for your friends and family, coming over. I mean, that would feed 10 people probably, 8 to 10 people easily. And that was 45 minutes under pressure from a raw piece of meat to the table. You're talking 45.
Everything was good. I think I might have liked that the best of everything that you made. I mean, it was really incredible. By the way, we only have about 3 or 4 minutes left. put down $17.99. Let us send this to you. Why don't you make 2 dinners this week and see how many compliments you get. See if the stress goes from 10 to 0 because you can throw in some pasta and sauce and push a button and in 4 minutes you can have dinner. Not a microwave dinner, a real home cooked dinner. And make, you know, corned beef and cabbage, lasagna, macaroni and cheese. We're giving you recipes that come with it. However, we do have an amazing, delicious Meals Made Easy specifically for this pressure cooker that I really recommend that you add that to your order, just because. And by the way, there could be a lot of people watching right now that already own a pressure cooker because we do have the cookbook back in stock. You might just be buying the cookbook every time we have it back in stock. It sells out every time. So, yeah, we're going to show this cookbook really quick. I do, because I really want, because a lot of folks have bought pressure cookers here at HSN and they've wanted this cookbook and it was sold out. So we've got it back, $12.48 on FlexPay, free shipping and handling. Your total is $24.95. The item number is 467000, and the cookbook is a customer pick.
Oh yeah,
the pressure cooker is but so is a cookbook.
Yeah, I mean the pressure cooker is a huge customer pick.
This is so
and this
good.
is one of the
Kelly,
reasons.
This is so good.
Is that not amazing?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
So even if you do have another pressure cooker and it's not Elite Bistro, I know a lot of people switch.
Yeah.
So if you can donate yours to your church or your neighbor that doesn't have one and switch over to Elite Bistro, you're going to see the difference hands down. Now we did our cheesecake, and this is a springform pan, which is available on hsn.com. So if you're somebody that loves your sweet treats, go ahead and pick that up. But this is a cheesecake done in about 9 minutes, okay, under pressure. And most people are like, a pressure cooked cheesecake, and they have this look of confusion. But it's just the best way to do it because it infuses the moisture, but it does it quickly. And so you're not slaving all day, and you can do a beautiful sort of homemade dessert, you know, right there. You can even start it after dinner's over. You know, everybody's having a cup of coffee. You can start your dessert after dinner's over because it's only going to take between 9 and 11 minutes, depending on, you know, how much cheesecake you're making. But look, and there's a dessert button, by the way. So all you do is press the dessert button. It already knows.
Cheesecake is tricky, by the way.
Well, you can mess up a good cheesecake.
And
you're a baker.
I am a baker.
And I know that.
It is tricky. Cheesecake is, because what can happen is you don't have that moistness, you don't have the right, but in the pressure cooker, it
infuses it. It does, because there's that liquid. You put a little liquid in the bottom, and you're going to use your springform pan, and that's a great way to do it. But you could also do like a lava cake or an ooey gooey chocolate cake. You could do, you know, infuse. Like I infuse pineapple and I use liquid as my rum.
Am I not allowed to eat the cheesecake?
No, it's just for looks.
Okay.
It's just to look cute.
It's just to look cute. No,
of course you are. my
I thought you were joking.
No, it's not.
No,
just
because
for looks.
I want, you know, my job is to tell you exactly what's happening, because you can't be here. But I wish you were here with me. But if I don't eat this food for you, how are you going to know if I don't describe it accurately?
I know, right?
It is part of my job. When I auditioned here at HSN, they had me eat all sorts of food, and they watched to see how I reacted.
Yeah, I'll bet they did. Okay, I'm gonna have.
Oh, you had. I think that's the first time I've ever seen you eat anything, because I'm always like eating constantly.
Oh gosh, that's good. Gosh, that's good. Okay. So, but I love it for desserts. Perfect. Pop in a whole pineapple and do like a cup of rum, and your pineapple will be infused with rum, and then shave that over vanilla ice cream. So you have like this really, like you do that in the middle of the winter if you want, and you can grab a pineapple at the grocery store. But I just love pressure cooking. I get super excited about it. I get really passionate about new pressure cookers. If you're new to pressure cooking, thanks for joining us. You bought the best one in the market.
Yep.
And I know it sounds like we say that just to say it. It's the honest to goodness truth. And if you don't believe in it when you get it, send it back. Give it back to us. Tell us we're crazy. But, you know, everybody that gets the Elite Bistro pressure cooker writes a perfect 5-star review. They love it.
Right, exactly. And you can read the reviews on hsn.com. Now, you're going to be back later today?
Not till this evening.
Not till this evening. Yes. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, my friend. All right, we're going to give you a little.
Save you some food.
Oh, good. I'll be eating. Oh, but I'm going to.